What is going on? We got another edition of Conservatives News and Views. That's right, Patriots. I'm in the building. I'm ready to get it in because there's a lot to unpack today. And what I got to unpack that is explosive, I'm jumping right into. We're going to talk about the Black Lives Matter website. All of a sudden, we getting close to the finish line, and guess what's happened? Black Lives Matter has changed their website, but they ain't changed their mission statement. That is very, very controversial. That's why I'm going in live today to tell y'all all about it. So you all the guys will get the whole information of what they're doing, why they doing what they're doing, and why in the hell we need to be prepared for the things that is about to go down. Now, with that being said, we also going to unpack today about what's going on with these protests. Okay, who's behind it? Why all of a sudden these left-wing groups want to try to destroy Trump from doing what he needs to do? We also going to get into a little detail about what's going on with the Ted Cruz talking about the hypocrisy of the whole movement. Why, and it's all of a sudden that the liberals are being so hypocritical, which we already know that's what they do. We also going to talk about Cardi B situation, messing with the supporters of the Trump movement. Now she about to get sued, which she can really stunt her millions now. Maybe they can find out how deep the pockets go down the rabbit hole for being retarded. And we also going to talk about uh, let's see here, the UN speech where Trump is calling out China, which no one else has got the balls to do. And we're going to talk about also about the government shutdown, how they are trying to stop that from happening. Hopefully Nancy Pelosi grows a heart, which I doubt it will. So enough of all that. Let's time to get into what is going on and how we are going to handle the situation. First things first, we're about to put the spotlight on Black Lives Matter. That's right, folks. Black Lives Matter. Now, if you haven't heard anything about this guy here, which I am now out of the way now, and it's just going to hear my voice, we're going to break down Black Lives Matter. We're going to break down what they have done and why all of a sudden now they want to change their website. So, if you notice with Black Lives Matter, they at one point had a controversial thing basically talking about communism, if you look at it. But they have changed everything up real quick in a hurry. Now let's go to about Black Lives Matter. This is what their mission statement is about. Okay. Now, this is where it gets interesting here. Hold on for 1 second here. I'm gonna go to the trying to go to the mission statement. I think it's global actions. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on. If I can find this mission statement, because all right, here we go. I can't find it. It's a thing on here that I was trying to find. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do it again. They changed it up. Well, what they did have was they were talking about how they wanted to make sure that they could take away from the nuclear family. So it seemed like they cleaned up a lot of this website from yesterday. If I could find their mission statement, and I may have to go to this guy right here. Give me 1 second. I'm probably gonna have to go to his website because he had everything about it. All right. So anyway, I took a thing from him where he talked about their main page, that they took the Who We Are section off of the Black Lives Matter website. Okay. Now they want to destroy the Western idea of the nuclear family. Now, if I could find this website here, sources found what we believe, and I think it's right here. Web archive. There you go. So this is the web archive. So this is what they did. They took all that away. Now, if you go to web archive, now I can tell y'all what I'm talking about. You go to web archive, you can see about how they changed it up. And this is where they're talking about their mission statement, what we believe. So they done changed it all up. Give me 1 second, guys.
How many more you gonna do?
All right. So anyway, getting back what I was saying. I'm trying to find this controversial statement where they're talking about the nuclear family. One second. All right, here we go. Think I found it. And I'm going to break it down. I'm just going to have to read it verbatim, because unfortunately, I got to unpack this like this. But this is the one they had all this time. They hurried up and they took care of. They went and took it out. Okay, here we go. This is where it started. They said, make our spaces family friendly and enable parents to fully participate with their children. We dismantle the patriarchal practice that requires mothers to work double shifts so they can mother in private, even as they participate in public justice work. So basically, they saying that they want you to be able, the mother, to go out here now. All right, you ain't got to work double shifts. You should be able to work a regular 9 to 5 job or 30 hours or less job and go with them and be able to protest, which I think is freaking retarded. Because if you're a single parent, you ain't got time to do that. All right. Now that was the old part of their website. Then they went over here and said the following. We disrupt, and this is what I was telling y'all about. Right here, I'm highlighting it. We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement by supporting each other as extended families in villages and collectively care for one another, especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable. So before they did this new website, that's exactly what they were promoting. They were promoting that the nuclear family does not exist. Now this is right here, the webarchive.org. This is what they used to have on here. This is another one that was controversial. We foster a queer affirming network. When we gather, we do so with the intentions of freeing ourselves from tight grip heteronormative thinking, or rather the belief that all the world are heterosexual unless he or she or they disclose otherwise. I told y'all, man. I told y'all. They do not believe in hetero males being in the home, or they do not support hetero males, especially black males, unless they are either killed or injured in a way where they cannot effectively take care of themselves. Now, I tried to tell people this. People thought I was BSing about Black Lives Matter. That was their old statement. They never cared at all about the Black Lives Matter movement. That was Black Select Lives Matter. And we've been trying to tell y'all this over and over again, but nobody seems not to listen. But I'm telling you what we're seeing right here and right now. And this is right here, real talk. And y'all seeing it right here. Right here, right now. I am breaking it down to you. That was the old statement. Now, they also said that they are professional Marxists. And that's exactly what they are, professional Marxists. Now let's go back to the new page. Now that's the old page. Now watch the new page of the statement. Now watch the new page. Now the new statement is way different. Now they took out about the nuclear family. They took all that out. Now they talking about liberating, trying to be for the black communities. Yeah, they took all that out. So you tell me what's really good. I tell you what's really good. They have found out that people caught on to the Black Lives Matter original page that they were full of BS. That what has happened. They have found out now that we as patriots, real Americans, have found out that they full of BS. That this whole time they were on that bullshit. And that's facts. That's why they hurried up and changed the mission statement. You see that is night and day. The archive that I just pulled up, the web archives, that mission statement was way different. It was very extreme. It was damn near it was socialist going into the introduction of communism. As soon as this election now is about to close, now they trying to digress all that. They're trying to trim it down. I'm telling y'all better start paying attention to these things. They trying to do everything they can to make moves now to seem like they're just for the black American people when they have not been from the get-go. It's all a game, man. It's all a game. All a game. Mm, 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 mm. But thank God for stuff like webarchives.org. You can find anything through that. All you got to do is put the website, it'll show you the changes. I just want to know why they took all that out. But hey, man, I guess when you're trying to win an election, you got to do what you got to do, right? We're going to move right along to who are the left wing groups protesting outside the homes of our conservative lawmakers. Now, while the nation is waiting for our president, President Trump, that's right, our president, damn it, nominate the next Supreme Court Justice of the United States to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg, rest in peace to the dead, there are these left-wing groups that are pushing lawmakers to delay the nomination process until after November. So we about to tell you who these groups are. Now, these groups that they're saying that's doing this are groups like Sunrise Movement and Shut Down DC. I never even heard of these guys. The biggest donation to the Sunrise Movement is the election cycle is 500 grand, which is in other words $500,000 from the 65 fund, according to Open Secrets on Politico, and reported on the 65 fund in 2019, noting that it spent about 141 million on more than 100 left-wing causes during the midterm election year. Now that was from pushing back against the nomination of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, which was a tragedy. They tried to say that man messed with everything under the sun against his will. The freaking liberals, sad but true, to weighing in voting laws and minimum wage ballot measures. Politico described it as an unprecedented gusher of secret money that boosted Democrats and liberal causes, which is true. Conservative-leaning Capital Research Center describes the 65 fund as the lobby shop for Arabella Network, referring to Arabella Advisors, a network of liberal nonprofits run by former Clinton administration appointee Eric Kessler. That's right, Eric Kessler. Each plays a slightly different role in the network, but share the same basic functions, sponsoring pop-up groups, also called projects, and paying out grants to other left-wing nonprofits. The CRC group. CRC's report says, these pop-up groups are often activist websites that could pop up one day and disappear the next, allegedly to give the appearance of grassroots campaigning for a political cause. So if y'all want to know what that means, breaking down pop-up groups and why they popping up in grassroots and stuff, they're basically popping up so they can give you all the money they possibly can, get all the money from you they possibly can for the liberal candidate that's running in that district or in that state or hell, whatever going on, even what's going on with Biden and them right now, right? They get enough money collected where they're comfortable with, then they shut it all down. You don't see them no more. And that's what they're doing. Now, Sunrise Movement and Shut Down DC wasn't even a liberal movement. You know what I'm saying? To be participating in these Black Lives Matter and Antifa-like situations. They were created originally to fight the climate change, and that was it. But unfortunately, they done got past the climate change, so now they're getting involved in hardcore politics with controversy against causing this unrest for our president to be able to select a Supreme Court justice, along with causing unrest with Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell. Don't you think that's a little fishy? DC is where they originally at, and this is what they're doing. I tell you what's going on. They're getting paid. They're getting paid. Why is a group that's concerned about climate now all of a sudden worried about the Supreme Court justice pick? And then the Sunrise Movement had a nerve to put on Twitter, they're not stopping. They banging drums and slogans and stuff like that. I'm telling y'all, man, there's a lot of groups out here that you're going to start hearing that you ain't never heard of, ain't never had an interest in politics at all, go swear out they liberal, and they want to cause chaos and ruckus. I'm telling you now, they're getting paid. They getting paid from the left. Left and right, man, they getting paid. Hey man, if y'all like what I'm doing, please do me a favor right here, right now. If it's your first time tuning in, hit the like button on YouTube. Also, to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell whenever you see me. If you're on my other platforms, go ahead on, hit that follow button. Follow your boy because we just getting started. And I got a lot to unpack tonight. And I'm going to make sure that y'all be the first one to see it. That's why you got to follow your boy because I'm coming in and I'm coming in hardcore with this information because y'all need to hear what's going on. That's what it's about. So before I move on to the next situation, we're going to talk about some of these refugees. Okay? And we're going to talk about what they said. These refugees from socialist countries have warned Americans, don't let it happen here. One of the most memorable moments from the Republican National Convention came from Cuban born Maximo Alvarez, who cautioned Americans against creeping socialism. I've seen movements like this before, he warned last month. The Florida businessman is hardly alone. Among those who fled socialist countries on social media in interviews with Fox News, other immigrants who settled in the U.S. say the recent political shifts here, including class warfare, riots, and language policing, not to mention calls for expensive government programs, are starting to remind them of what they left behind. And they carry the same message as Alvarez, urging Americans not to repeat histories. Now, before I go in to break down what countries they're talking about, if you haven't heard of what socialism is, I'm about to give you a clear cut situation of what socialism is. Socialism is when the government, a group of government, and it starts locally, starts controlling everything that you do. You got to get permission from them to do it. From A, where you start your own business and you go through the channels through local government and then you get approved and you can just start operating. Or if it's a socialist city or whatever of local government, you got to do more than that. You may have to give them a cut of that money. They'll probably give you a max of how much money you can make. They can control everything through socialism collectively of what you can do. That's just on a regular level. Heavy socialism could be as the point of the matter. They can decide what house you can buy. They may say, I don't want y'all to buy any houses in this town. You living in this state, you assign this type of house based upon how much money you get make. So anyway, that's what that is about. That's what is going to take place. So you have to be careful on these situations. So I'm about to tell you what countries that's actually could participate in this type of program, that participates in this type of living. Venezuela, the millionaires and anyone that was rich were enemy of the people in Venezuela. A young woman who left Venezuela for America in 2008. Now she lives in Florida, and that's why she supports Trump because, like I said, they already seen this before. They already know what had happened. The millionaires and the billionaires is who gets attacked. And then not to mention too, they make you feel guilty for being rich. That's what I'm saying. Socialism. They feel like everybody's supposed to be on equal par. You ain't supposed to be rich. If the man above you is poor, especially because he lazy and he don't want to get it or misuse his money, you supposed to be less like him, poor. If the man around you got a little money because he worked a little hard and everybody else, but they don't put in that extra effort, that's what it is. Exactly, free thinking. I'm glad you on board, brother. You right. You end up with nothing in return. Nothing. Nothing. And that's what Chavez did. Chavez has made it where being rich is bad. And so that's why Venezuela is bad. Now let's go to Nicaragua. Again, another Latin American country. And that was back in 1981. This guy left this country here. Man was saying, what we see now has all the same characteristics what I saw there: violence, looting, damaged private property. Roberto Bedina, a Nicaraguan immigrant in Texas. Now that's what he was telling the news. He said even the flags, the protesters here in the U.S. are using red and black flags, and nothing Nicaraguan socialist revolutionary used. Noting that they use the same colors. That's right. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. Those flags y'all seeing, that red and black, that Pan American, Pan African American flag, those are flags that people use to show rebel against socialism. I'm telling you now, they don't want capitalism in this country, which I think is stupid, because wouldn't you want to be in a society where capitalism is available to you? I mean, all you got to do is put in the work and you can get in on the capitalist train. But making it a socialist country where you're trying to say everybody's equal is not going to help. Because if you put everybody equal on an equal playing field of money and putting a cap on it, then nobody's not going to be able to do anything. That means nobody cannot get above anybody. Everybody got to be on the same level. So how's that going to work? There's some people that needs to grow. I mean, come on now. That's like confining a tree that you're trying to grow in your yard, and you trying to smother the tree down with some plastic and all kinds of stuff so it can never sprout. Guess what's going to happen? It's going to bust through, because that's just human nature. People wants to grow. I mean, that's crazy. And y'all know about Cuba. That's another city, another country that's like that. China especially is a socialist country. I mean, come on. China's got 8 different classes in their country. And in those 8 classes, everybody got to stay within their class. And they can't go any way above it. They can go below, but they sure can't go above. And the people that got the most money, those are the people that run that country. And they run it too. So that's just how that is in China. That's master socialism. That's socialism and communism at the same time. I mean, I don't even know why people want to live like this. But this is what happens when you surround yourself with people who uses your situation as a way to come up. And that's exactly what the Democrats are currently doing right now. They're using a lot of people's situation as a come up, and they loving it. Because you think about it, if I could use your situation as a come up, why the hell not? Because I already know that you are going to listen and believe anything I say anyway. You're going to believe that you oppressed. You're going to believe this. You're going to believe that. So that's why they're doing it. And people are laughing at the Black Lives Matter movement, because they're like, look at these fools here. They'll do anything to be down. Sad but true. Exactly. And no hopelessness. I'm telling y'all what I'm seeing. I've been there. I know what I'm seeing. I'm telling you. Listen, I was in the military and I have seen a lot of countries, guys. Okay. And I've been and visit Africa. And even in Africa, there's countries where they do not like Americans. And they don't care what race you are. They don't like you. And I don't know if anybody that's black that's looking at my broadcast think that black Africans like you over there. They don't. They do not like black Americans. They actually think black Americans are idiots. I'm just being real with you what they think. And all this Marxism that y'all that supporting this Black Lives Matter, y'all are ridiculous. Y'all don't understand what you're supporting. I'm going to break it down again. You're supporting a movement where actual people, do not want men to be men. They want men to be soft. They want men to be betas, not alphas. They only want to see men at their worst point in life. If you don't believe me, you can research it yourself. I will have it in the link tonight on where to go so you can research this behavior. They do not care about us. They never have and never will. I'm just being 100 with you. And you can sit there, you can be in denial, you can think that, I'm just this nappy, dread-headed, crazy guy. No, I'm pretty intelligent when it comes to this stuff here. Not to be arrogant, but just being real. These folks do not want you to progress. That is not their intentions, especially if you are a minority. So while you up here thinking that us as Trump supporters, the ones wearing the MAGA hats, the ones that saying make America great again, I hope you know that 90 plus percent of us want you to make money like we are. We don't want to see you in the dumps. We want you to hold yourself accountable. We want you to be an American. So until you get that in your head, you're going to always be battling the bullshit. And I'm just being real. So I'm gonna move right along. I done did enough of my preaching on that topic. I don't want to make y'all think that I lost my mind. Like I said before, if y'all feeling this channel, you know what to do, baby. You know what I'm saying? You can donate, donate, donate. We love when you do it. It helps us grow. It helps us continue. Also, share, share, share. Definitely share. If you can't donate, share, man. Share with everybody. Let people know that we got a real channel out here that's all about trying to help people grow. And that's what we do. We're trying to help people grow. So we're going to move into Joe Biden, who is bragging about how he beat Bernie Sanders. Because, Bernie Sanders had these progressive liberal supporters. They were halfway moderate liberals that had a little bit of common sense. They had some conservative values. They wasn't extreme like these extreme lefts that supporting Biden, but they had a real sense of what conservative minded people is, and they really knew how to give Trump some credit when he did right things. They wasn't too impartial to Trump and things of that nature. Well, now uh, the thing that was a problem with Bernie was he was also a socialist, because he felt like if the cities, the local government had more control of your options, that everybody would feel susceptible of being on a level playing field. But see, everybody knows that socialism turns into communism. It's been stated and shown over and over again. I don't even know why he even thought that was a great idea. So anyway, we're gonna get back to what's being said about this. The Democratic president nominee Joe Biden appeared to slight his opponent on Monday in an attempt to assuage voters concerned that he would pursue a socialist agenda if he wins November election. Kia Murray asked Biden, if you could address on camera directly, talk to the voters that are worried about socialism and you raising taxes. First of all, I promise, Biden said, I never broken my word. Anyone making less than $400,000 would not see one single penny in their tax raise. Number two, I beat the socialists. That's how I got elected. That's how I got the nomination. Do I look like a socialist? Look at my career, my whole career. I'm not a socialist. You're right. You're not a socialist. You're a piece of shit. Is that what you are, Biden? I'm going to be 100 about it. You didn't do nothing for 47 years in office. Nothing. You have not done anything to help anybody, especially people that were poor and minorities. You have been against everything that could help them. You even created crime bills to keep them in jail. You have always screamed out that if nobody vote for you, they ain't black. You have said that black people ain't diverse. Can I keep going on with this? And now all of a sudden you want to say you're not a socialist? Sir, you are a socialist. You are a walking communist. As soon as you get in, you want to take away people's guns. You want to make sure that big government is involved in everything. You're going to raise the taxes. Think about what you just said. You said you're not raising nobody taxes that makes over $400,000. Bruh, come on, be for real. That don't even make any sense. Best answer would have been if you would have, I would have possibly thought I would have believed you if you would have said to anybody that made over 275, that made, under 275,000. I mean, Trump didn't raise nobody taxes under 200,000. Really? I mean, come on, bro. Come on. Be for real. Be for real. And not to mention, too, you already said that the taxes you would raise. You ain't said the percentage yet. You ain't corrected that. You said 80%. That it would be 80%. Bro, stop lying. Stop lying. I understand you trying to win an election, but you ain't got to lie to kick it. We already know, bro. We already own this. We already know. But that's what he said in his interview. And we already know that's a lie. So let's get back to some other good news. Like Ted Cruz. I like Ted Cruz. He is confronting CBS News on the Supreme Court's covers. Says everyone has switched positions since 2016. I love Ted Cruz, man. Senator Ted Cruz don't hold nothing back, man. Senator Ted Cruz on Tuesday called out CBS, which was the day, news on its apparent hypocrisy when the network's morning program only showed Republican lawmakers who have flip-flopped on whether a Supreme Court vacancy should be filled in an election year. In 2016, a vacancy for Justice Antonin Scalia's seat resulted in Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell using his caucus numbers to hold the seat open until after the presidential election. Not for Obama though, but now we want to do it in 4-3 to be fair and everything. So y'all give me one moment. So anyway, yeah, and if you're right, it was like 109 Obama though, but now we want to do it in 43 days to be fair. I mean, yeah, exactly. And then they had the numbers back then. And so in 2016, there was a vacancy for the justice, and we filled it after the election. And so anyway, McConnell has vowed to fill the seat quickly. And when Cruz appeared on CBS this morning, which was today, the situation was painted as if only members of the GOP had changed their attitude over the last 4 years. Immediately before Cruz joined the program, CBS this morning ran a montage of Senator Republicans in 2016 declaring that a Supreme Court vacancy shouldn't be nominated and confirmed in election year. CBS this morning co-anchor Anthony Mason then said, "Those were your words 4 years ago. You don't believe that anymore?" And Cruz immediately called out CBS Morning Show for only telling one side of the story. It's interesting. If you look at the debate 4 years ago, every single political player has switched positions. Cruz told Mason, "I looked at your clip on politicians from 2016. You know who you didn't play? Joe Biden. You didn't play Hillary Clinton. You didn't play Nancy Pelosi. You didn't play Chuck Schumer. Why? Because every one of them is saying exactly the opposite of what they are saying now." Cruz continued. "Everyone has switched positions. And so the whole promo you're pushing from hypocrisy, if you want to say it, you would say everybody involved in this is a hypocrite." And he's right. Because all before, when Obama wanted to do it, the liberals were like, "Nah, y'all wrong. He should let him do it." And now, since it's Trump, now the liberals are saying no. And yeah, the Republicans saying yes. So it should be that way. You're right. Everybody's a hypocrite. It's not just a one-sided affair. It's not a one-sided affair. And then I'm glad he called them out, because that's what those liberal medias like to do. They always like to make it look like that we are the bad guy. Always. Every time. Conservatives the bad guy. Oh, Lord. All y'all do is create chaos. Y'all don't care about the little guy. Man, get out of here. Half of us as conservatives are the little guy. We just got sense. That's all. And now we're gonna talk about my favorite, Kayleigh McEnany. Oh yeah, I gotta talk about her to wrap this up for the night, guys. She is scolded CNN Jim Acosta over Trump's coronavirus question. Now listen, y'all know why people hate on Kayleigh McEnany. A lot of people hate on Kayleigh McEnany because Trump picked out a woman that represents the White House that's not only got the look but also is intelligent. And a lot of people hate on this woman because she, looks very well put together and she carries herself well and she's very intelligent. She's not like the last woman he had in the other House Speaker before the news press secretary before that. He got a real OG. So people be in their feelings when they see her. And she calls them out when they was wrong on Trump. And she be 100% on point. And they can't stand it. They be wanting to kill that lady. Let's talk about my homegirl Kayleigh McEnany on getting on Jim Acosta. Now, CNN senior White House correspondent asked McEnany about a partial quote that President Trump said during an Ohio campaign rally on Monday when speaking about the ongoing pandemic. He said, I think he was talking about younger Americans. He said it affects virtually no one, Acosta said. But he said to Bob Woodward that it's not just for older people, it's young people too. At 200,000 deaths, shouldn't be telling people the truth about this virus at his rallies. McEnany shot back. The president is telling people the truth. Acosta interrupted, repeating that Trump said the coronavirus affects virtually nobody and he's not telling the truth. Jim, but you're again taking the president out of context. I have his full quote here, and you're right that he was referring to young people. He said this, man, and he said before Acosta interrupted again. I'm not taking it out of context, the CNN reporter said. You are taking it out of context because you're making an assertion that he's not giving critical information when in fact he is. And I will underscore exactly what he said. He said, in some states, thousands of people, and they had nobody young below age of 18, like nobody. They had a strong immune system. This is factually true. You can go to the American Academy of Pediatrics website, the Children's Hospital Association, and their list a number of states that had zero pediatric deaths. Acosta then interrupt for a third time, explaining that young people can still spread the coronavirus to older people. For the President of the United States at 200,000 deaths to go out to rallies and say something like it virtually affects nobody. And in some states, it's not affecting young people. That is glossing over the fact and really dismissing the fact that young people can catch the virus and spread it to older people. Younger people can also be sick and killed by the virus. Listen, whatever your name is, Jim Acosta. Why aren't you giving that same energy to these Black Lives Matter people that's running out here in Antifa? A lot of them don't have no mask, running around here, fighting, acting a fool, ain't doing no 6 feet distancing and all that bullshit. You ain't giving them that energy. No, you're not. You're not giving them that energy. You know why? I tell you why. Because it don't fit the narrative. It's not against our president. And you be in your feelings if it was. I'm telling you now, it's horseshit. And I'm calling you out for it. Y'all worried about this man. Y'all literally worried about this man over what he said about that was fact. It's not affecting a lot of young people. In fact, right now, a lot of the people that has died, it was most of the time underlying conditions. We see the numbers, what the CDC released. It's sad, but true. I mean, we living in a world where we have been lied to more than one time. And man, that gets sickening. You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to hear that they getting lied to like that? I mean, come on, man. Enough is enough. And then you're gonna get on the president for telling the truth? For telling the truth. You so into your feelings. Oh, I didn't you ain't supposed to say that. Man, stop. Just stop lying. We are going to say what we gotta say because the lies got to stop. I've never seen that in my life, man. Never in my whole born life have I seen so many people lying. Oh, the lies gotta stop, man. For real. Lies gotta stop. But I am glad that she put him in his place because he needs to. He needs to be put in his place. Real talk. Definitely need to be put in his place. See what else we got going on here so we can finish up. I want to make sure I got all the news out to you guys today because I know a lot of people I want to know what's going on. I want to make sure that I got all the news out to y'all. And I think I do. Let me see what's going on here. Trying to make sure I got everything situated before I bounce out. Cause that's the thing don't want to do. I don't want to bounce out on y'all and be like, oh yeah, I got this. Hold on. All right. All right, here we go. To make sure I got everything. Oh, this is the story I want to talk about. That's what it is before I want to finish up. And yeah, two more things. I want to talk about Alyssa Milano. Y'all remember the actress Alyssa Milano? She was running around here talking about that we need to defund the police, that Black Lives Matter is the best thing ever. Well, let's talk about Alyssa Milano. Oh, Alyssa. So, Alyssa Milano was quick to call the police Sunday morning when an armed gunman was on her Bell Canyon property. Now, this 47-year-old lives in an 8,000 square foot, $2.5 million home in the upscale gated community that sits 20 minutes, probably about 20 or 18 miles north of Los Angeles. The call ignited a response that included 7 Ventura County Sheriff's vehicles, 1 K-9 unit, a police helicopter, and 1 Los Angeles Fire Department team that sat down the street on standby. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Alyssa and her talent agent husband Dave Bugallery, 39, they said had dialed 911 when they heard what they believed to be gunshots on a 1.39 acre property. They allegedly told the emergency hotline the sound scared their dogs and made them feel like the gunman was nearby. They said it was a 40-year-old with a long rifle. Oh my God. And she's married since 2009. They think it may be someone stalking the former charm and Who's the Boss star. Yeah. So more of the story is Alyssa Milano. You screened out now that we needed to fund the police. Now, even though the man who caused this was a teenager and turned himself in, so I just want to know that you went out here with what happened on September the 20th, which was Sunday. You called the police. But at the same time, you had to rely on them to help you in your time of distress. Let me tell y'all, millionaire actors and athletes and entertainers that want to screen to fund the police. Don't mess around and be an Alyssa Milano, because when shit gets crazy, you gonna have to call the police. Or you could be like us regular Americans that's patriots, and you can have a gun to protect yourself. You know, that Second Amendment, the thing that makes America great. Yeah, y'all better wake up, man. Y'all better wake up, because that right there is retarded. The very people you said you don't need is the very people you had to call on in your time of need. Oh yeah, you better learn. You're right. If you're not going to use a gun, be like my man Free Thinking said. You better do some martial arts or some or get it or beat somebody up with that MMA. And I tell you now, I know some dudes in MMA. They'll teach you. They'll get you right. Now you might have some messed up ribs, busted lip, some chipped tooths. But when you get ready to fight, you'll be a monster. I'm just saying. Y'all better learn. Protect yourself at all costs, man. So I'm about to talk about in my stream tonight one more thing about Vanessa. It's funny. Ah, he said it. He had a chip too. This guy's crazy. All right, so I'm about to talk about something that I think that we need to discuss. This is part of our Patriot moment, and I try to give life lessons. I want to talk about what's going on with Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa Bryant, and her mother. Now, Kobe Bryant and Vanessa Bryant's Vanessa Bryant and her mother are not on speaking terms right now. The mother said that shortly after, I guess, the funeral or after Kobe died, Vanessa kicked her mother out of the home. And the mother was on Spanish TV, basically playing like she's the victim and she shouldn't have been kicked out, and that Vanessa took her car from her. And, listen, y'all, I want to tell y'all something. And I want y'all to take this to heart that got kids, or you got kids that are professionals that are going to be great, whether great lawyers, a great doctor, or be a super athlete, rapper, musicians, or whatever. When your kid gets rich, quit looking at your kid to take care of you just because they got rich. I'm going to say it again. Quit relying on your child to take care of you when you are healthy and able to take care of yourself just because they got rich or married someone that's rich. You got to understand something. If you taught them to be independent from the get-go and go out there and get it, you should continue to lead the way and go out there and get it. Because what happens is you become lazy, you become dependent, and your child is like your welfare check. You ain't trying to do nothing but sit around and wait on your child. And that is not good for you. And it's not good for your child. It creates resentment. I'm just being real with you. I know a lot of parents out here that's like, well, I deserve this. I went through it with them. I helped them get to football practice, or I helped them with basketball. And that's fine. That's great. But they're not obligated. They have their life too. They can't live their life taking care of you 24/7. You got to learn how to show them that you're going to be okay. Now, if they want to pamper you, they want to take care of you on their own, that's fine. But don't do it, because this is what happens. And that's what's happened with Vanessa and her mother, Vanessa Bryant. She was tired. She looked at it as, I done carried you. I done did what I had to do. You still out here off living off me. I ain't got it like that no more. I got to worry about my girls. Hey, it is what it is. So, I just hate that her mother slandered her name, but y'all need to learn that as a result of that. Learn to take care of yourself. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, Lord. I stretched my leg out. Light out. Anyway, that's all I got from you guys tonight. Thank y'all again for tuning in. If you need me, y'all know how to reach me on Twitter and follow me as well. My podcast of the night broadcast will be up shortly. I'll probably do it off my phone. I love you guys once again. Thank you for everything that y'all have done. Y'all are amazing. Okay, and y'all have a great night too. Hey, share this broadcast. And again, I'm gonna say it again, y'all, before y'all go. Y'all know what to do, man. It's your first time in here. Hit the like button. Donate to the channel if you can. Also, too, that right there. Y'all know how it is, man. I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all take care of yourself. God bless. Take it easy.